Okay, there was no video on the internet today for lesson 30, so page 685 and 686. So I thought I'd quick make one. It's kind of an easy sheet. You're really supposed to be working on them on your own. I think the confusing thing is we're really looking at how shapes are alike and how they're different, and then they start talking about which shapes or which groups do the shapes belong to, which really they're just saying how are they alike. So let's take a look. When it says, think about how these shapes are alike and how they're different, you can use a ruler to measure the sides. Remember, we weren't using a ruler. We were taking a piece of paper and we were seeing how many sides were the same length. I can see those sides are not the same length, okay? And when we're thinking about how shapes are alike and how they are different, we were putting shapes into different groups. The groups we had were no right angles, some right angles, all right angles, and then we talked about sides being the same length. No sides, same length, some sides, the same length, and all sides the same length. Okay, so when we look at how these shapes are the same and how they are different, I want you to think about how many right angles they have. Are there no right angles, some right angles, all right angles? And I want you to think about how many sides are the same length. No sides are the same length, some sides are the same length, all sides are the same length. So you're going to talk about two ways of these, that they are the same and that they are different. I think we could get stuck on the way the shapes are different. I am going to give you one of those. Another thing that we can do is we can look at the number of sides and the number of angles, okay? So this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sides and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles. And this has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 angles, okay? So this way they are the same and different too. So we've got these here of how they are the same, and then the number of sides and angles. So that might help you get two ways because they're asking for two. Okay, and the next one, Gwen says that all rectangles belong to the group some right angles. Lee says that all rectangles belong to the group all right angles. Who is correct? Okay, so any rectangle, these are right angles, okay? Any rectangle, oops, my rectangle was not so straight, okay? Gwen says that all rectangles belong to the group that says some of their angles are right angles, and Lee says that rectangles belong to the group where all the right angles are, or all the angles are right angles. Which one of them is correct? Explain. Okay, now, number 3, you have to draw your own shape. You draw a shape that belongs to both of these groups. Now, the groups are all sides are the same length and no right angles. So can you draw a shape that all sides are the same length and it has no right angles? Means it can't be a square. Draw that there. Okay, on the back. Okay, think about the ways you group the shapes in this lesson. We're grouping shapes by the number of sides that are the same length and the number of right angles they have. Think of 2 different ways you can put shapes into groups. Describe each group on the lines below. Okay, I really just said it, but we're talking about these groups here. No right angles, some right angles, all right angles, no sides the same length, some sides the same length, all the sides are the same length. You pick one of these for angles and one of these for side lengths, and you're gonna write that there. Now draw one shape that belongs to one group you picked, but not the other group that you picked. Then tell which group the shapes belong to. Then the shape belongs to. Then explain why it does not belong to the other group. So you tell me which group it belongs to. So draw the shape, tell me which group it belongs to that you picked here, and tell why it doesn't fit the other group right here. Then part B, you draw a shape that belongs to both of the groups that you picked in part A up here. Okay, so here you're going to draw a shape that only belongs to one of the groups you picked, and here you are going to draw a shape that belongs to both the groups that you picked. Okay, math journal. Number 5, name a group that shape A belongs to, but shape B does not. Okay, so look at A and B and decide which group. Think of number of side lengths. Is it no sides are the same, some sides are the same, all sides are the same? And then think of the right angles. No right angles, some right angles, all right angles. Okay? So you're going to name a group that group shape A belongs to, but shape B does not. Then you're going to name a group that shape B belongs to, but shape A does not. Okay? So I'd probably do shape A belongs to, shape B belongs to. And make sure that whatever group you say it belongs to, the other one doesn't fit that group. Okay, so that was a 7-minute lesson on how to do the independent work today. I hope that helps you, and we can see you back in school soon.